I believe in breaking the bonds of gravity. I'm talking about the accumulated clutter of unwelcome thoughts, feelings, and habits in our life and business that generates our own personal gravitational pull, holding each of us down in our own unique way. This video illustrates my favorite tool, how to redraw your map of the world. Our thinking shapes our reality. Learn how to change your thinking in a way that's more useful to accomplish your goals and that actually makes you happy. This 10-minute video clip from the Impact podcast shows it in action is applied to changing your relationship to a stressful event, like a lawsuit.
So what?
Yeah.
So yeah, you have all these tools in your toolkit, right? That you work with all your clients. So what would be your favorite? I don't know if you have a favorite, but like a favorite tool that you would use with your clients.
Yeah.
Is there something there that
Yeah. So I have
our audience? Yeah.
I have dozens of tools, and we use the right one for the right situation. But
Yeah.
truly my favorite one, and it's one that you could do yourself anytime, is to take a thought that causes you stress, causes you suffering, and choose a different thought to displace it. And if we have 10 minutes, I could do it live with you right now.
Wow. Yeah, we got a couple minutes. Sure.
What's so Nigel, how about you? We did Devin last time. What's
okay.
That causes you stress or suffering?
A thought that caused me stress and suffering. I've got a little bit of a legal case down in Houston, Texas. We're dealing with.
Sure, let's talk
yeah,
about
that's with my business. Yeah.
So name the thought. There's this.
Name the thought.
This suit in Texas is horrible, and I hate it, and it's draining, or whatever. Like, what's the thought?
Yeah, it's just extremely draining.
Yeah. All right. So I don't like this lawsuit in Texas because it's draining. That's the thought.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm going to share with you 3 maps that's going to illustrate what we're going to do here today. So the reason why this process works is that reality is simply too complex for any of us to understand in its totality. And so we come up with models to help make sense of the world. So start with a familiar story. 1492, Columbus sails west from Spain across the Atlantic. He intends to arrive in India a few weeks later. Now, the map that Columbus used was not very accurate, and it showed that Japan was about 2,000 miles away from Spain. So with this map of the world, it makes perfect sense to risk it. Now, Japan is a lot more than 2,000 miles away from Spain. It was only Columbus's ignorance of the existence of the New World that saved him from starvation and certain death, never to be known by history.
Right.
But with his map of the world, it made sense.
Sure.
Now, we're a lot more sophisticated than people were in Columbus's day. Imagine one of those beautiful satellite pictures of the Earth with the pale blue dot with the stars in the background. Nigel, is that picture of the Earth real?
Is that in my perception? Yeah, it's real. Yeah.
So it's more real than Columbus's map, but it's a two-dimensional circle that depicts an immense sphere. It doesn't have a billionth of the detail. It can't tell me how to get to the airport. It can't tell me where to buy a good sandwich. I mean, it's useful, but it has real limits. Let's zoom in now. And with one of those amazing satellite photos, they could zoom in and you see a single blade of grass.
Yes.
Is this map of the Earth real?
It's real for the blade of the grass.
Yeah, but it's missing everything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a map of the world, but it's I mean, to use that to live your life. I mean, oh my gosh. So let's take your thought. I have this suit in Texas and it's draining and I hate it.
Yeah.
Let's see which of these maps that you use. Let's see if it's complete fabrication and just distortion of reality like Columbus's map, or if it's, if you're looking at a blade of grass, or if you're, looking at the whole Earth and missing all the detail. Are there things that you could point to that substantiate that it might be true that it's draining?
Yeah.
What's one?
Anxiety attacks.
All right, you're having anxiety attacks. All right, so you're not crazy. This really is draining.
Yeah, it is draining. Yeah.
Our goal here is not to prove that your original thought is wrong.
Mm-hmm.
What I want you to walk away from is this is a pinprick view of reality.
Sure.
But what if we could find one that's over here that brings you joy, that brings you peace, and that maybe is even more useful for you to solve your problems, and shine a light on that. And then we can make it grow. So let's try to do that. What's an alternative interpretation, an alternative explanation of events that might be true, that you wish would be true, that would be more empowering?
It was just a, I don't know, confusion or something. I don't know. I know.
This was all just a big misunderstanding. The stakes.
Misunderstanding. Yeah, it was an error by. Well, yeah.
Okay. All right. So let's try on with a few other possibilities. So one, this is a whole lot of, much ado about nothing. Maybe, you were telling me earlier about your breathing and your cold water
plunge. Yeah.
Treatments. It's easy to feel peaceful and joyful when you're meditating. It's easy to feel peaceful and joyful when you're having a delightful dinner with your family. It's a lot harder to feel peaceful and joyful when you're being punched in the face.
Yes. Yeah.
Maybe this is exactly the lesson that you need to learn how to bring that same feeling of peace and joy to your life, regardless of your external circumstances. Let's think of another one. I am so lucky that this is only costing me $500,000 or whatever, whatever it is.
Yeah.
I'm learning a lesson now.
How'd you know that? Yeah.
I've been there before. What an incredible education. And aren't we lucky that we deal with this like civilized people in the courts as opposed to trial by combat or whatever we would have done before honor killing.
Yeah. So sometimes I'd rather combat, but
So if we had more time, we'd explore it a little bit further. But Nigel, is there one of these explanations that resonates with you that you just wish it were true?
Yeah, well, I mean, what you're saying is, and I do see this, and I do see that, I do step back from the whole situation. I go, you know what? It's a learning situation for yourself, and I tell myself, I say, you operate, best in times like this, and things get done when things are easy and complacency sets in. You get into this kind of quagmire of not so, and I, coming out the other end of this, I'm going to be much stronger and much wiser. Right. I'll tell you that much. So there's, a lot of learning. So, and I always do believe that things happen for a reason.
So learning is
learning. Yeah.
This is an opportunity for learning. The phrase that I like to say is that life is a curriculum perfectly designed for us to work out our purpose. And whatever is happening in my life, what is it that I need to learn? Who is it that I need to be? What is the action that I need to take? So it sounds like you're saying something similar to that.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is there any evidence to believe that this might be true? And are you crazy in thinking this, or might it be just as true as the original idea?
No, I know this from past history.
Yeah. All right. So again, you're not crazy. This is validated. Just as valid.
Valid as other things.
This one is just as valid as this one.
Exactly.
So the last step in this process, let's just pretend that it's true. In the next 30 days, if it were true, what is the action that this invites? What would you do if it were true that life is a curriculum perfectly designed for you to work out your purpose, and the lesson that you're learning right now has all to do with this lawsuit? What would you do? What are the actions that you would take?
I go with the flow.
Go with the flow. What else?
Go with the flow of it. Just keep learning. Learning as much as I can.
Yeah, you would do all these things. Yeah. So the next month.
And I would also just, enjoy the moment, stay in the moment, because everything.
Presence.
So is I just want to get through. I just want to get to this next step. It's being present.
Yeah.
Right.
So you do these things for the next 30 days. And what I think you'll find is that this new interpretation, it's more useful in achieving your objectives. It brings you more joy. It brings you more peace. And as you focus on it, it grows.
Yes.
And we're never saying that this original thought wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
But as you spend less attention on it, it shrinks.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Was that useful for you? If it was, and you would like some help with this stuff, I run a free Facebook group called Mission Control Fellowship to help entrepreneurs gain clarity around who you are, where you want to go in your life and business, and how to get there. It's for lifelong learners looking to improve your life and business. Might be useful for you. Check it out in the link below, because to boldly go forward, a little help goes a long way.